I want you to meet Matthew Keogh. He is a YouTuber who documents his tennis journey. He is currently a 9, trying to get to a 10 this summer. Matthew, I'm going to give you a few tips that are going to help you improve your game.
And I should have, watching this back, I should have done that a little more. But, you know, that's what watching these matches back and analyzing post-match.
All right, Matthew, let's go through this. First, this ball right here absolutely blistered this forehand. And Matthew, anytime you hit a shot, I don't care what shot it is, you always have to know what you're going to do with your court positioning after you execute that shot. So in this scenario, you move around your backhand to hit a forehand, and you are obviously intending on hitting a very deep, aggressive forehand into the opponent's backhand corner, which is exactly what you accomplish. Now, in this scenario, you should be going forward to the net. There are 3 times to go to the net in tennis: serve and volley, when you get a short ball, and when your opponent is in trouble. What ends up happening here is you blast this ball to the corner, really good shot, by the way, and you initially start moving in. And even right there, you take a step in, but then you stop and you stay back. Whenever you blister a shot on purpose, which you completely intended to do it, and you executed the shot exactly the way you intended, when you hit that shot and your two-handed opponent is stretching and reaching, hitting a weak ball back, it is imperative that you are moving forward, taking time away, and able to execute the best shot possible. Now, when you aren't going in, what then happens is you get a ball weak to your backhand side and you move around it to make it a forehand. Unfortunately, because you didn't move in when he was in trouble, now you're dealing with a ball that is around knee level. I would love in this scenario, I think the play of moving around a ball to hit a forehand is just overused. You would be much better off if you had just gone forward, split step in no man's land, he pops it short. If you just came in and hit a backhand, because you wouldn't have to use the time to get around the ball, which allowed the ball to drop low. But by having to move around it, now you have to play this ball below net level. This is where things become complicated. You're in the doubles alley with a ball below net level. And you know this, you're a really good player. This is a very difficult situation to be in, but all is not lost. In this scenario, when you, Matthew, are contacting below net level and you're way off to the side of one side of the court, you must hit the ball down the line. Here's why. It is going to be very difficult to win the point because you're going to have to lift the ball up. No matter which direction you hit, and you can see you hit cross court, but the ball's got to go up. It's very difficult to win the point from below net level around the service line. Because of that, what you want to do is bring the opponent to the side of the court you're on, because then it'll be a shorter distance for you to move to where you need to be to bisect his 2 shots cross court down the line. What you do by hitting cross court is you move the opponent away from you, which means you have to, by the time he hits the ball, get to here so that you can bisect the down the line and the cross court passing shots. And that's a much farther distance for you to get to, and you're unable to get there. Now, your opponent, I mean, if you just look at this, right, he's hitting the ball and you're on the wrong side of the court, but it's really not your fault because you were over here and you hit the ball cross court. So in that scenario, just take it down the line. Anytime you're at the net or around the service line and it's going to be really difficult to end the point, just hit the ball straight ahead, or I should say down the line, because at least you're bringing the opponent to where you are and you're not hitting them away from you and you got to chase them. So your opponent really had an opportunity to go down the line here. He didn't. He actually ended up going cross court, which I think is interesting. Maybe he thought that you were just going to be moving really quickly and he was going to hit behind you. Maybe he didn't even notice it was open. Maybe he just shanked it, or maybe he got nervous because it was so wide open that it actually became a difficult target to hit. I mean, we all know when we have the open court and the open target, sometimes that can be a difficult shot. He ends up giving it to your backhand volley, and the backhand volley unfortunately sprays. One thing when it comes to the backhand volley, don't chop. It's so common that players chop, and it's because they set the racket higher than the ball is going to arrive. If the ball is going to arrive right there, which is where the ball actually does arrive, you don't want to set the racket above forcing a chop. Just set the racket where the balls will arrive, like set the racket at the contact height with a vertical racket and just bump the ball, and you could just bump it over there for the winner. But you're obviously a really good player. Like, there's no doubt about it. But just make sure when you crush a ball from behind the baseline into the corner that you immediately start moving forward and get inside inside no man's land and split step as they hit. If you are going to move around your backhand to hit a forehand, you got to make sure that you're going to hit a better shot than you would have with your backhand, which unfortunately is not what you did by moving around this. You really should be playing the ball right now with a backhand, which is above net level, rather than allowing this ball to fall. But nonetheless, if you do come to the net or the service line and you're off to one side and it's going to be difficult to win the point, just hit the ball down the line. Move the opponent to where you can actually get quickly bisecting where he can hit. The chance of winning the point, Matthew, go way up. If you want to learn the exact same strategies that the pros are using to help them win more matches, then check out the Singles Playbook by Fuzzy Yellow Balls. Over 50 pages of strategy after strategy, all based on the style of opponent you play against. Simply put your phone or tablet up over the QR code, and up pops a short video from Will Hamilton over at Fuzzy Yellow Balls showing you how to use each strategy. To get it, simply use my link. It's in the description. I'm also going to pin it in the first comment. So click right there to check out the Fuzzy Yellow Balls Singles Playbook so you can start winning more singles matches. So Matthew, focus on these tips and there's no doubt you're going to gain confidence, win more matches, and play much better tennis. This is Ryan Reedy from 2minutetennis.net. Matthew, you got this.